Hi! Okay, let's read an email. The topic is, I'll keep everything private, of course. Subject is, what are your thoughts on my situation? Hello, Kurt. We talked briefly about my situation with being a loner and a woman that I've had my eyes on. So you're a loner and you've got a woman that you're looking at. Well, unfortunately, nothing is going how I imagined. She recently got into a relationship with someone and they're happy together, of course. That's how every relationship should start, but it seems that they have really hit it off. The point is, I feel that there's no place for me now. It's hard to take in how things can change within 2 weeks. School hasn't even started yet, and she doesn't even know who I am. Still, I want to introduce myself face to face, and I want her too. But at the same time, I just can't. Hold on. But at the same time, I just can't because I know that we'll just be friends and nothing more. I want her to know how I feel, and of course being friends is the first step to a relationship. I completely understand, but seeing how happy she is changed everything. I don't want to ruin that for her. She's gone through a lot. She just recently got out of a relationship for over 3 years, and it hit her pretty badly. She got over it when she met the new person, I'm guessing, and not only that, but her mother passed away. I'm kind of getting into a lot of details here that probably compromise your identity, so I won't give too much more. I'll try to keep it high level. She's had a rough year. I read a quote earlier today, something good, sometimes good things fall apart, so better things can fall together. I'm not sure who said that quote, but it applies to her in a lot of ways at this moment. I just don't see myself being a part of her life. The thing is that I want to be. The only option I have is to be her friend, and right now I feel that that should be my intention, but it'll be hard if this route, knowing that I can't pursue anything beyond that. I care a lot about her, and it's not really the relationship that I'm worried about. More like, now that she has everything she wants, there's no place for me. You see, I want to be that guy that stays with her right through thick and thin. Should I be her... Hold on. I lost my track. Should I be her friend and watch them be together and hide my feelings from her, or continue the lonesome road? I brought her a black pearl necklace back in June before all this happened. Should I just give it to her somehow? I wouldn't feel right giving it to anyone else. So, I wish that you and others would have the experience of spearfishing. You're like, well, what the heck? Where did that come from? Okay, as a spear fisherman, here's how it works. And it's going to tie in nicely to the old adage, a lot of fish in the sea. But as you see where I'm going, bear with me, have a little patience with me, please. Humor an old fella. As a spear fisherman, I would go down to the beach in Southern California, beautiful beach coastline off of Santa Barbara there, and put on my little vest, my little wetsuit vest, with open arms. The water was kind of warm there. Grab my pole spear, my flippers, my mask, and my snorkel, and head on in. No scuba there. Scuba's for suckers, so you can just go free diving. And I go out into the kelp bed and, coast along at the surface, rest, and then hyperventilate take a deep breath and lift the fins up. I have these massive deep water fins, to propel you deep. And you don't swim like this. You swim very gentle, graceful motions because they have a lot of power. And dive down, 10, 20, 30, 40, if I had to, 70 feet on a single breath. Level off in the kelp forest. It's kind of like a forest up here. It's kind of like approaching this. You're kind of swimming along. The stalks of kelp are rising up. It's like rooms of ocean in the kelp forest. Got the gun leveled off like this, right? I'm going along. Calico bass. Yellowtail. If I'm lucky, yellowtail. Garibaldi. No, I can't shoot a Garibaldi. Opali. Garibaldi, the state fish. Go along. Look at that. My gosh. There's a beautiful calico bass up there. peeking at me around the corner on that stump right there, on that stalk. Come up, got the fish. I want it. What do? I don't sit by and hope that the fish comes to me, or sit and wait. You can do that. That strategy will work sometimes, where you can sit and wait, but you're on a breath hold, so you can't wait too long. And if you're scuba, you blow in bubbles, it scares them away. So your only option is to approach. There it is. It's eyeballing me. My gun is, my spear is aimed. It's all set. Fish startled it. Fish is gone. What do? Back up to the surface. Break through the surface. You know, you've got all that CO2 in your lungs. Your lungs are screaming for oxygen. You know, breathe a little bit. Recuperate, rest. Maybe lay flat. Use your snorkel. Just kind of enjoy the scene for a little bit, and down below, and let your body's gas balance. Get the CO2 out, bad CO2 out, and the good oxygen in, until you finally recover a little bit, calm down. Begin to breathe regularly, slowly. Let the equilibrium come back. And when I'm ready, hyperventilate. Down I go. Now you see where I'm going with this, right? It's a cycle. And with each descent, there's a chance that I might see the same fish. But in all likelihood I won't. I'll likely see something else and another opportunity. The operating factor in all of that, whether I get the fish or not, is action and decisions made along the course of what I call the course of wildness, the path of wildness, basically following our first inclination and having the courage to either put one foot in front of the other, begin propelling the fins towards the target, or opening your mouth and talking to a girl when there was time before she found another. Because her finding another is no different than my fish bolting at my sight off to some safe haven. It truly is gone. And if I was to go back underwater and linger at that same spot, pining for the calico bass that I missed, I'm probably most certainly missing a yellowtail tuna. Yeah, not yellowtail, like a tuna, not like a bluefin tuna. They're not giant. They're big, but they're not that big. But it's yellowtail. I missed the yellowtail as the periphery of the bed, on the edge of deep water. Another territory, another fish, equal or more magnificent than the first. And so you get the point, right? There are more fish in the sea. I found my own way to describe more fish in the sea. So now, coming back to the other thing about, the phrases like things fall apart so that other things can come together are comforting and reassuring. And I know that people like to throw those things out there, but at the same time, it's like my mother, who's always telling me, it'll happen for a reason, or if it doesn't happen, it was meant to be. I'll share some of my personal bias. I don't know how to say it nicely. I disregard those things. Every time I hear those statements, they kind of make me cringe. Because it brings in the specter of determinism and fatalism and oversight, as though the course of your life is being is somehow in some great game or great sequence or great or performance that is being undertaken. Things when people say, like my mom says, that it wasn't meant to be. That's fate, and I don't believe in fate. I don't think. I'm a much bigger fan of chaos and entropy and the winding down of disorder and an eventual heat death of the universe. So I guess that kind of a pragmatic point of view takes away things like fate. Now I do believe in things like courses determined by natural forces. Like I believe that it's not fate that causes the Earth to rotate on an orbit around the sun, but indeed forces of nature. So those things kind of happen. So I don't like those things, because when you when you dismiss what happens in your life, with phrases like that, you relinquish the power, and you also forgive yourself your I don't want to use such a hard word as cowardice, but it almost is. It almost is. Because I remember when you were talking to me before, you were telling me about this girl. You had an opportunity there before she met this other fellow. You had a chance at that time, but you didn't take that chance. And I'm not singling you out, and I'm not trying to apply the word coward to you. We in particular, and it's a harsher word than I like, but I think it gets the punch that I want to give, which is that we all hesitate and meekly stand in the sidelines of our own life, and often let our living pass by. And you don't have time to do that, because well, I don't know what your worldview is, but mine is that this is all we've got. So I can't afford to waste the moments that I have. So I guess the long and short of it is, if you're asking my advice, I would dismiss the fatalistic attitudes or perspectives that are shared with you and that give you comfort, but help you to remain inert in a way, in terms of simply those kind of attitudes may cause you to simply wait for your life to happen instead of making it happen yourself. So I would not get on with those. Doesn't mean you have to take people to task when they say that. When my mom says that kind of stuff, I don't say anything to her because it comforts her. It's the way that she lives. I just whatever, go in my mind and move on. And the second thing is, become a man of action or a woman of action if you're a woman watching this. Don't just you can catch fish if you just sit in one place, and they will come by. But then you're more up to chance, and you're not taking as many risks. I think it's a better play to boldly move in the direction of your ambition and in the way that you want to go. Now, what's going to happen is if you sit in one place that's a safe place, like right here. If I plunk it right down right here, I'm here in the farmland. There's probably not a lot that's going to happen to me here. I'm probably not going to get run over by a car. Well, I could, but it's not likely. There's not many cars up here. Certainly not going to get run over by a train. Probably no burglars are going to come here. But likewise, I won't meet a gal. Unlikely. I'm already married, but you get what I mean. I certainly won't find a job up here worthwhile. Maybe the farmer will ask me to help him with his tea, but he can't pay much. I can't support a family on that. I'll be comfortable. I'll be safe. I know what's around me. Nothing's going to really startle me. But if I get up and start moving along, like see that woods up there? That's my destination. And I doubt that this video will last that long, but I'm going to go in that woods. Why? Because it's interesting. It's full of fascinating stuff. So I'm going to get up, and I've got this next 30 minutes of my life. It's just counting away. I'll never get them back. I would rather get into the thick of it over there. And I may get stung, bitten by mosquitoes. I could get stung by a hornet. I might even meet a wild boar in there. My life is in greater peril over there. But the things that can come of that are worthwhile to me, so I'm going to do so. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be the more sedentary type or the more active type? You can do something in between, but it's up to you. And so don't pine after this girl, this young woman. There is no one human being that is so unique or so distinct that he or she are the only one for us. That's another myth. That idea that there's just one person for us. People who find that one person just really got lucky, and they got a really, really good match, or maybe they developed into it. Like my wife and I are a great match, but we're more or less we're very different, but we more or less morphed into what we are over time. You can find. Sorry about that. Reminder popped up, so I stopped the video for me. So anyway, let me just close this off. So you can find another one. You can find another woman. You can find a good woman, and just get off of your comfort move into where the areas of challenge, where you have to speak to her, and don't be hesitant. If you come out sounding like the fool, then so what? I mean, that's the last point I want to make right there. The thing that holds people back, so many people from living the life that they want to live, is their fear of looking the fool, or of seeming the fool, and that's basically ego standing in the way. Get over that ego. Let your ego drop off the map, and let yourself become. And here we go. Here's how I'm going to try to show you by example. Here we go. I'm going to go down there. Why? Because that's interesting. This road is boring. I know this road. I've been on this road before. Let's go someplace new. Let's hop off and down and into the woods and pop into the green in the midsummer with the spiders and insects and hornets and scorpions and, not scorpions, but centipedes and all this stuff. I'm going to pass into the green right now. And I hope that you can too. Because in here lies opportunity. In here lies danger. In here lies the wonders of the world that can't be found on the beaten path. And they're yours for the taking if you so decide to go for them. Be careful. Be considerate of others. But most of all, be ready to leave your ego and your sense of self-worth outside. And I mean that in the negative sense of self-worth, this kind of self-worth that holds you back. Leave that outside, venture in, and see what wonders await. And I guarantee you'll find something that you never expected. Oh, bumblebee. Take care, friend. Good luck. Here we go. I care a lot about her, and it's not really the relationship that I'm worried about. More like, now that she has everything she wants, there's no place for me. You see, I want to be that guy that stays with her right through thick and thin. Should I be her... Hold on. I lost my track. Should I be her friend and watch them be together and hide my feelings from her, or continue the lonesome road? I brought her a black pearl necklace back in June before all this happened. Should I just give it to her? They have really hit it off. The point is, I feel that there's no place for me now. Ooh. It's hard to take in how things can change within 2 weeks. School hasn't even started yet, and she doesn't even know who I am. Still, I want to introduce myself face to face, and I want her too. But at the same time, I just can't. Hold on. But at the same time, I just can't, because I know that we'll just be friends and nothing more. I want her to know how I feel, and of course being friends is the first step to a relationship. I completely understand, but seeing how happy she is changed everything. I don't want to ruin that for her. She's gone through a lot. She just recently got out of a relationship for over 3 years, and it hit her pretty badly. She got over it when she met the new person, I'm guessing, and not only that, but her mother passed away. I'm kind of getting into a lot of details here that probably compromise your identity, so I won't give too much more. I'll try to keep it high level. She's had a rough year. I read a quote earlier today, something good. Sometimes good things fall apart, so better things can fall together. I'm not sure who said that quote, but it applies to her in a lot of ways at this moment. I just don't see myself being a part of her life. The thing is that I want to be. The only option I have is to be her friend, and right now I feel that that should be my intention, but it'll be hard if this route, knowing that I can't pursue anything beyond that. Hi! Okay, let's read an email. The topic is, I'll keep everything private, of course. Subject is, what are your thoughts on my situation? Hello, Kurt. We talked briefly about my situation with being a loner and a woman that I've had my eyes on. So you're a loner and you've got a woman that you're looking at. Well, unfortunately, nothing is going how I imagined. She recently got into a relationship with someone, and they're happy together, of course. That's how every relationship should start. But it seems that they